The concept of determinism is born out of sort of the materialistic bent, the idea of what's sometimes called mechanistic materialism. The idea that the world is like a large machine, a mechanistic, meaning mechanical or machine. It's a machine materialism. And the idea is that if you have a machine that makes, cars or makes pencils or whatever you want it to make, that if it fails to do the part right, it's because something physical has gotten in the way. A part is broken. A piece isn't sliding right. The machine isn't even, or some oil is missing or something. There's a physical explanation for everything that occurs. And the idea is that this lever turns this lever and that lever turns this lever. And so everything is very predictable in this large machine. That the way it's going to behave can be predicted. That's also sometimes related to what we call a billiard ball view of the world. That a billiards table view is the idea that if you are good at billiards, you know that nothing on the table is going to move that is not moving out of a sense of geometry. That one ball hits another ball at a certain speed with a certain spin and everything else, and it causes the next ball to move and do this and that and that. Everything is predictable 100%. And the same thing is true with machines, and that they're saying is the same thing is true with humans. That if we could predict all of our inputs, if we are material objects, if our brain state is a certain way, if we can determine our brain chemistry, all of our experiences and everything, we can then make a prediction about what we will do. The problem, and why we perhaps don't always, it's hard to predict what people will do, is that, one little thing can have an infinitely minute and infinitesimal impact, an infinitesimal act can have an infinite impact. That something as small as the fact that the car that passed me on the road to work today was red rather than blue somehow impacted my brain. That it reminded me of something from my childhood, or it impacted me in some way that caused my brain to pull up a couple of memories that then push something else out. And so we can't really know completely or predict completely how somebody's going to do, but everything we do is in fact predictable. That if we could understand all those inputs, we could predict with 100% certitude what will happen in the future. But it's just like forecasting the weather. Despite how good of models we get, there's so many little factors that could play in that it's hard to predict with 100% certainty what's going to occur at any given moment.